For his Christmas present, I wanted to make my dad a decorative mallet for his workshop. I'm using some Spalted Beech for this, and this wood's far too soft to make a proper functioning mallet, but it does have the benefit of looking great. I marked out roughly all of the pieces, including the handle, on this slab, and then cut them on the bandsaw. I used a hammer to mark up a rough idea of the handle shape, ready to refine the cut later. Then I marked up and cut the centre pieces of the mallet using some ash that I had left over from some shelves. The spalted wood was far too thick for using on both sides of the mallet, so I ripped this down into thinner pieces and then cleaned it up on the planer thicknesser. I cut the shape into the handle, which would then later be sanded and shaped. The top of the handle needs to fit into the gap left by the 3 joined head pieces, so I'm making sure that I have this cut to the correct size, and then I start to assemble everything. The handle gets a cut in it on the miter saw. This will house a wedge to help join it to the head later. I then glue the head together and use a couple of pin nails on the inner pieces to hold it at the correct spacing for the handle. I could then clamp the top pieces on and leave this to dry. When it was dry, I cut each side with an angle on the miter saw. I rounded all of the edges of the head over using a palm router before sanding it all down and shaping the handle. I did this with a sander and I just rounded the edges and softened the look of it. I cut the wedge out of a little offcut of walnut that I had, using a slightly sketchy technique. This is obviously easier cutting it from a larger piece. I tested out a sample of Rubio Monocoat's black finish and checked online to see how it would look first. It looked like it should just tint the wood but leave all of the grain visible rather than dyeing it black. I don't know if it was because of how porous the beech was, but it turned it all jet black and looked awful. So I made a new handle and then left that uncoloured. With the new handle made, I attached the mallet head with some glue and then I knocked the wedge in to wedge the top of the handle into the head. I cut the top of the handle and the wedge flush with the mallet head using my bandsaw and then sanded to remove any cut marks. For finished, I used a clear sample of Rubio Monocoat. This seemed like a really decent product. It just wiped on and then buffed off after soaking in slightly. Then that was it all done, and thankfully my dad seemed happy with his Christmas present. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.